Hello everyone, welcome back to the beta world. It's been a little while, missed the episode last week. Life tends to get ahead of you unexpectedly, but that's alright. That just means that I've got a lot more to do in this episode. First thing I wanted to try and get done here was working on our little dwarven entrance. I've had a while to think about how I want it to look, but I haven't really spent a lot of time finding where I want to actually put it, which seems kind of crucial in something like this. So I suppose I'll cut to when I'm actually over there and can kind of explore and brainstorm the side of this gravel. I believe I'm getting close to my destination. It's a resounding yes. Yeah, here we are. Excellent. So, I'm not actually sure where I want to go in at. There's not bad. I want to make sure that there's enough mountain, I guess space behind the entrance, so I can have like a little. I guess I can make a little diagram. You know, you enter here, and then there's like a little hall sort of deal before you start going down into like the much lower area, and need to kind of take into account how much space I'd have to do that. So there's not a bad looking spot, or there. I mean, I could even terraform it to make it so that that whole area is, available. This wall's not too bad either. That one is a big maybe. Let's see. Let's see what we've got in terms of distance. For this one, that's going to be a resounding no. This is only 10 or so blocks wide, which is not great. Okay, so I was on my way over to climb this mountain, and honestly, this area might be worth widening out to put the entrance here, because this little inset is super cool. Try and get a better angle. I guess I'll just go out further. For context, this is that mountain over there, and this is the one I was just on. So it's really not at all out of the way. And I mean, that looks sweet. So, I mean, I'll go check. I can definitely work with this. This is excellent. So, our friend the inset is over there, and the wall that we would be potentially going into is, I think, yeah, it's that one right there. So, I mean, we have got lots of room to play with. This mountain goes on for a while, which is excellent. It's exactly what I wanted. So I honestly think that inset is going to be the route I take, because that is just too cool to pass up. I mean, it's just, that is sweet. It's going to be a little tricky. Ow, doing the terraforming, but I think that's something I'm willing to put up with for the sake of this awesome landscape. So I will struggle to get down here and then get back to you. Well, I set up a little camp here to sort of, you know, mark out the spot I'm going to be, but I think I'm going to do some more rail building off camera, of course. I don't want to bore you. That's been like far too many of these episodes now have been, oh, look at me, I'm building a bridge. Isn't this incredible? So I don't want to do that anymore. So I'm going to take care of that. I want to also do a little digging, which I will probably put on camera. Um, because I need a lot more gold in order to get the powered rails. So I'm gonna do that so I can get more powered rails, finish up the railway, completely. And then, darn, once I'm done that, I'll have it branch off a little ways so it just gets over to here, only temporarily, and then we'll get to work on that. But that'll all get done off camera, apart from the mining. So I'll probably make that a block breaking ugh, compilation. There we go. I got it. Took a couple tries. I will make that a block breaking compilation. So I hope you enjoy. Editor Tia Baltic here. Unfortunately and annoyingly, the footage failed to capture my gameplay while I was quickly making my way back to my things. Um, Not terribly helpful, not terribly pleased about that, but I can provide a dramatic recreation of the events that unfolded. I'll also try and include the original sound bites that I got, because while the video didn't record, the audio did. Let's see what I can do here. Oh my goodness, water. Oh, I was banking on a boat. Oh, that's really good. Water travel is so much faster than land. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, oh man. Oh, that is incredible. Okay, I just looked through the recording, and the only thing I lost was bread. That is the only thing that burned in lava here. It was like 3 or 4 bread that I lost, which is, oh, this could have been anything else, but it was bread. That is awesome. I I I can't do anything but interpret this as a sign from the universe that it is about time to to head back with my rewards, my bounty. So, you got it, universe. I'm leaving. Well, I took one last look over the cave, trying to find any gold, perhaps. Just a glance. Wasn't going to try and get greedy, but a little more than 7 would have been nice. It was kind of the reason I went out at all. But I'll survive. I'll live. You know, it's whatever. There was no more gold. I'll only get about 8 rails out of this, but well, at least 8 powered rails. But I did die, and I did get my stuff back, and it's kind of hard to argue with a half good outcome like that. I might not have gotten all the gold I wanted, but at the very least, I got to keep all the extra goodies that I accrued through that trip, so I'd call it a success. Now I just need to find my way back to my base, which should be fun. That actually might be it right there. This has got to be it. Really hope so, because it's turning nighttime. Oh, yeah. Very nice. Good timing on that. After the stressful journey that was that mining trip, at least towards the end, I honestly didn't even think to do oh, this is everything I got from the trip sort of spread, you know, throwing it all in a chest and showing you. But that's alright. You saw most of what I got in my inventory when I was reviewing it, having recollected all my things. And then I didn't get much else before that. I had explored those caves a little, but they didn't bear much fruit. They've pretty much been exhausted, and it's more like a labyrinth down there. I honestly lose my lose my way quite quickly, but that's all right. I threw the gold in the cooker. Looks like that's done already for me talking. And let's get some rails going. I am really hoping to oh, and it's 6, not 8. How lovely. Okay, well, I'm really hoping that I can, you know, get some distance with all of these tracks, because this rail's great. I've got a bunch of it covered in the normal tracks, but I don't have the powered tracks, then that doesn't do me much good. Oh my. And that's all the distance that our 12 gold gets us. I guess it's pretty easy math, as long as it's a multiple of 6. each gold is equivalent to 1 block. So then yeah, a lot more blocks. Or a lot more gold. That's all right though. I don't think there's any way to acquire gold apart from mining in this version. Um, I believe that I know in later versions, obviously, zombie pigmen drop gold nuggets. I believe, but in this version, they drop cooked meat, which is great, but also it's not gold, so kind of unfortunate, at least in my circumstance. But then I suppose that is the fun of these sorts of worlds is, or these versions. I don't really. You kind of end up automating the fun out of Minecraft. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy making the automation contraptions. Yeah, having played standard Minecraft or modern Minecraft for quite some time, I'm no stranger to those sorts of contraptions. In fact, I quite enjoy making them. But I think there's a simple enjoyment in going out and gathering the materials and then placing the blocks, and you know that every step of the way you were there to do the work. I think that's probably what draws me back to these versions is the simple beauty of it. But anyways, enough philosophy. Um, what I'll probably end up doing is I need to stop opening and closing these things as I continue to do it. What I think I will probably end up doing is grabbing 3 or so of the powered rails from somewhere and just using normal rail the rest of the way, or at least, filling it in with normal rail, the little where the powered rails would be. I'll put normal rails because by that point we'll already be up to speed and we'll just use that momentum to not have the powered rails. In fact, what I could probably do is only have powered rails on like every other section that it's currently on. Because originally it was, this would have been a pillar, so it was every other pillar. But now it's every pillar. So I might bring it back to every other pillar. Just for the sake of material conservation. I think it's a reasonable expectation to not have so many. And then I can get rid of the redstone torches on more of them and make it look cleaner. But yeah, that's actually probably what I'll do. But I'll continue the railway and won't bore you with such things. in relation to the bridge, I want to do a little terraforming here because I'm not quite happy with how it's right against the ground. So I'm probably going to cut into it along here. And I am actually having this drop to about 70, 71 on the y-coordinate. So, because right here it's 76, but over where it's going to reach the Dwarven entrance for the Dwarven rail station, it's only around 71. So it's going to be much too tall, so I'm going to lower it. But with that in mind, I figured I would record me doing that and do it as a time lapse. So I hope you enjoy. Well, having embarrassingly talked to myself for a minute, I will now try and repeat everything I said with incredible accuracy. I mean, I'm quite pleased with how this turned out. It looks excellent. I do quite enjoy the visual of the rolling hills sort of thing. Very smooth taper, downslope. I'm gonna try and add some more, probably some more blocks over there to like have the hill go up a little bit and come more to a top because that's kind of like weird and flat. But yep, the rail goes down to right around 71. And right around here, 71 is this height, which right here is going to be about where the Dwarven rail station is. So it'll go in right here, which for this landscape is just tall enough. Something else I was thinking of doing is right along this area. Actually, probably not. I don't think I'm going to, but I would like to at some point have an area where I use a wooden bridge design, have it kind of transition from the stone into the wood. Like higher areas where it's not going down as much, so it's not necessary to make it stone. It wouldn't be sensible to do so. But either way, I'll continue on the railway, and I guess if I do anything interesting or come across anything interesting, I'll be back. I seem to have accrued quite a bit of dirt here. Not sure when I'll use it, but I'm sure I'll be thankful for saving it someday. Unfortunately, much to mine and I'm sure your disappointment, I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze in any work on the Dwarven entrance. Once again, this godforsaken rail system has taken up far too much of my time. As much as I love it. I did some more terraforming over here, did some extension of it. I'm going to make this sand, kind of make this match the rest of the terrain. Once I get to it, of course. If I hop up here and send a minecart down the track, it's at this point that I really gave up on trying to make the rail system, the whole of it. There's no point in trying to do all the fancy bits at once when I don't need the fancy bits for it to work. So that comes right there, and then right over here is a scary cave noise. Now, right over here is where I'm going to be doing the excavation. With a single piece of dirt in there. So, this will be thing number 1 in next week's video. I will make sure of it. Not only because I said that I would do that in this episode, but also because once I get the Dwarven area, to a point of knowing the layout, I can make the Dwarven mines and do some proper mining for gold, because I am pressed for gold right now. It's becoming quite an issue. I can't really do much without the powered rails. And even that powered rail, it's not enough to keep me propelled all the way to the next. So, and with this, I'll probably end up putting up a wall of some kind, so that these animals don't step on the track, because I can probably convince a pig to get over there. I'm not even worried about it. If an animal's on the track and the minecart bumps into it, it will stop it. Like, my velocity being applied to it, if I stand here, it just stops. It goes in the opposite direction. So that's what happens when there's an entity on the tracks. Which isn't great for, efficiency when you get pushed by animals. So I'm going to make a wall there so that that doesn't happen. But I mean, other than that, this is still coming along well. There's more areas I want to terraform. I mean, terraforming has got to be one of the more appealing tasks to me. There's no point in going this way. I'm just going to be working over here. But no, that's the final standing for this episode. I apologize for misleading you in the fact that we were going to work on the dwarven area today, but I mean, I can say it as many times as I want, but life gets ahead of me sometimes, so I digress. If you are still watching, I appreciate your viewership. If you liked the video, feel free to like it. If you didn't, dislike it. And if you really enjoyed it, feel free to subscribe. Either way, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and I wish you the best in your day-to-day.